Hi, good evening everyone. In this video, I will try to tell you why students' protest started in Bangladesh, why did they resort to violence, why do the students now ask for Sheikh Hasina's punishment, and what are the impact of Sheikh Hasina's ouster from her chair, and what are the probable impacts and way forward. Right. In the beginning, I told in the morning. In my previous video, I told with the Newton's third law, I said that the third law of Newton states that for every action or force in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction, right? So this third law of Newton applies very much in case of Bangladesh. But in this video, at first I would like to tell about a report of New York Times. The New York Times dated 30th July 2024 stated or wrote that the widening legal net, you see, they tried to tell some reasons why there was a movement, students movement, what prompted the students to agitate against the elected Sheikh Hasina government in Bangladesh, right? So number one, the widening legal net confirmed in an interview with a spokesperson or with a newsman of the New York Times. They said that that many people were arrested. Many people. What was the number? Actually, it comes to report that the arrest surpassed 10,000 since the crackdown on the protesters began 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. From 30th July, right? So it means from the mid of June the protest started, and within 15 days more than 10,000 people were arrested, right? And what were the charges against the people who were arrested? Mainly the people who were arrested were the students, right? Charges against the students were or the people who have been arrested were what? The vandalism, arson and theft, mainly vandalism, arson and theft, okay, trespassing and damage of state property. So in many of the cases, sections of the law that allow long-term detention were invoked. So this was one of the major reasons behind the students violent agitation, because you see, when the students are given these kinds of these kinds of punishment, and when they were being arrested by the police with some with abuse and with beating, then definitely the student community as a whole went against Sheikh Hasina government. It was one of the major reasons. And you see, and the Amnesty International South Asia director Sriti Singh, she told that this is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt the Sheikh Hasina government initiated against the students. So definitely the students community will go against her, and they automatically went, and with the students, with a few students, the students of Bangladesh as a whole gradually joined their hands, right? So this was number one. Number two, so simple protest against quota. What are another major problem was a quota, because Bangladesh, how many 175 million people are there in Bangladesh. Out of that, 30 million people are almost unemployed, right? So the government, the students are demanding for equality in job sector, but the government of Bangladesh, led by Sheikh Hasina, what did she do? She introduced a quota system for the children of 1971 veterans of the war. So this was a problem, though only nearly 1% or 0.1% people were there who belonged to the veterans of 1971 war, but for them there were quota about 20% or 30%. So for a few section, I mean a major section of people, the quota was too much, and it created anger among the students because there were too much unemployment among the educated youths. Though the government is saying that the unemployment rate was almost around 3.3 or 3.5%, but it is not the actual figure. The figure is much more than that, right? So this was a major problem. This was the root of all problems. But Sheikh Hasina did not give importance. She from the beginning started blaming the opposition Jamaati Islam and the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, right? So students protested only to remove the quota system, though the Supreme Court, I mean in the latter part of the movement, withdrew, and Supreme Court had given quota, I mean only for 5% or 7% like that. But still at that time the agitation or the movement became more violent and became more strong, or it became stronger action from the part of the students, right? Sheikh Hasina, not only that, Sheikh Hasina unleashed an aggressive youth wing of her party on the protesters. Even the members or the student community of the Awami League also entered Dhaka University, and they also started fighting against the students, those who were demanding for jobs or to remove quota system from Bangladesh. Number 3, activists, analysts and diplomats say that the movement escalated into chaos after the ruling party having dismissed the students' demands. The students were not given importance. Their agitation were not given importance by the Bangladeshi government ruled by Sheikh Hasina initially, right? The ruling Awami League also used and deployed their cadres to crack down the protest. This was another bad decision taken by Sheikh Hasina. She could not understand the pulse of the students. Number 4, she resorted to operation and tactics of arrest of her opposition leaders and protesters. These tactics of arresting the opposition boys, the opposition leaders, is a faulty policy of the political leaders, right, of the political masters or political rulers or the rulers of various countries, right? So these includes the Nobel laureate Mohammad Yunus. In a petty case, Bangladeshi government had sentenced him for 6 months. Can you imagine? Mohammad Yunus, a world famous Nobel laureate who is called the friend to the poor. He tried to revive Bangladesh economy, and he had been working for last 50 years. So that person, a famous Nobel laureate, had been sentenced by Sheikh Hasina government. This was, people did not say anything, but people have been watching and waiting, and they were creating anger against Sheikh Hasina government, right? And not only Mohammad Yunus was sentenced or blamed, but her main opponent, Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader Begum Khaleda Jia, she is now 78 years old. She had been kept under house arrest from 2018. Can you imagine her, if her opposition party leader is remained confined or remained house arrested, then the opposition, there will not be opposition party boys, and in absence of opposition, this government, Sheikh Hasina's government, actually became a dictator like, right? started in the name of policy, in the name of ruling. She has dictating. She became an autocrat ruler. So that was a great problem that was not liked by people of Bangladesh, right? And her strategy of arresting the opposition leaders and opposition voices was a really a very serious problem and serious issue. She could not understand, but tallies in Bangladeshi newspapers have put the number of arrested at more than 10,000 and the number of accused of various crimes around the country at more than 2 lakh. Can you imagine? 2 lakh people have been accused in Bangladesh, right? So this was really a very bad instance of ruling administration, very bad administration. Number 5, operation on students. We say that, but the students, yeah, definitely the students have been raided, the students have been arrested, the students have been the houses of the students have been searched by police, even in the dead of night, asking if there are students inside. Right? And so in the name of searching, they searched the diary, they searched the pants, they searched mobile phone, they searched anybody else. So this was the example of her operation against the students community. Right. Number 6, the demands for better pay by garment workers were also cracked down. The garment workers in Bangladesh have been demanding for greater or for increase of their payments, their salaries, but it was not. But she tried to cripple their demands, and she did not help or did not come forward to help the garment workers, the people who elected you, and you are defying them, you are neglecting their demands. So why people will elect you? People elect their representatives so that being elected or being a ruler, he or she or the prime minister will help them through policy formulation. But but she did not accept or did not take care of the demands of her own citizens, right? So the common citizens, many of whom are garment workers there in Bangladesh, so they were not satisfied with the Bangladeshi government, or particularly on Sheikh Hasina. Next, under the grab of democracy, it is said that she ran an autocracy, considering how thoroughly she had centralized power in her own hands. Right? Ms. Hasina's unraveling was swift and largely of her own doing, critics said. Right? Hasina, she is 76 years old. So in my earlier video, I told she is 73 years old, but actually she is 76 years old. She had been in power from 2009, but she was accused of rigging elections in January. These elections also, do you know that in the last election held in January 2024, only 40% people cast their vote. Where are the rest 60% people? Rest 60% people did not cast their votes in favor of any party. Not only that, the opposition BNP, Bangladesh National Party, did not take part in the election. So, and it came to news that in the previous night, the Awami League members or Awami League supporters, they cast their votes, and the opposition party members or the people were debarred from voting. So this type of ragging, this type of rigging was held in the election. So in this type of election, the Taipei Times said that Hasina, 76, had been in power since 2009, but was accused of rigging elections in January and then watched millions of people take to the streets over the past month demanding she quit. Right? And another number 9, I would say, that corruption was a major reason. In some videos and in some news, it was revealed that the even Group D staff, officials, officers, and bankers and other officials also was charging bribe from the common people, those who used to go to the government offices. So the government officials became many government officials became corrupt, and the government did not take stern action against those corrupted officers. This was another great reason behind this agitation of students movement. Students were not satisfied with the government, but many people are saying that Jamaat-e-Islam or Pakistan, or maybe some are saying that China, some are saying maybe some other foreign parties or foreign countries are behind the students' agitation. It might be, I am not denying that, but these problems are there, very much there. And it is said that the Dawn, the Pakistani newspaper, it said that to a question, it was their Pakistani information minister Ataullah Tarar said that Bangladesh was not the economic conditions but division, hatred and the quota system. These are the 3 regions. He expressed hope that normalcy would return to Bangladesh and its journey towards prosperity would continue. So this was a common statement given by Pakistani information minister Ataullah Tarar, right? And then Economic Times reported on 6 August that Bangladesh riots, why are thousands of students protesting against Miss PM Sheikh Hasina? There the Economic Times wrote that the military has imposed an indefinite curfew and authorities have cut off internet access in effort to control the unrest. Right? And so this is another problem. When you cut off internet, when you cut off electricity, when you cut off basic amenities to the people, then the people as a whole go against a particular government. And this happened in case of Bangladesh also this time. So BBC reported on 7th of August that police were exhausted. We had heard that they did not have adequate ammunition, retired Brigadier General M. Sheikh Hasina told the BBC. So, police used so many a round of what I say these cartridges that it had exhausted ammunition to save to save the country from protesters. It's not only that, a woman also. Ultimately, people's perception was that a woman, I mean Sheikh Hasina, who was once viewed as a very democrat, but later many people think that she turned as a despot, and as a result she had to flee like a fugitive under cover of internet darkness. Right? CNN reported that ultimately what happened? Ultimately, police fired on the innocent students, and students protested vehemently. They ravaged the Parliament House, Bongo Bhavan, and Bongo Bhavan, and then the Prime Minister's house, Gano Bhavan, and like this, all the places, Supreme Court Judge's house, Why not? In many places they came and they tried to revenge what police once take. Police once beat brutally to the protesters, to the students, and the students took their revenge. Right? So this happens actually. That is why I say that the governments nowadays should be very careful in handling students' issues, farmers' issues, reservation issues like these. Right? So no government can survive with the power of a gun, with the power of military. No, nobody will come to save them. Only government can survive through better policies, good policies and holistic policies. Right? Not biased policies. Don't do biased policy. Don't formulate by any biased policy. Otherwise, you will have to go away from power. You will have to leave not only your chair, you may have to leave your country also. This is a warning to all the political masters in the world. Okay. So in this way, there was an end of Sheikh Hasina's 15-year-long journey. Right. So what might be the impact of Bangladesh turmoil and its impact on India? You see, India will not have to suffer much, because India, as a result of this turmoil, students' turmoil in Bangladesh, India's garment industry could reap a 10 to 20% boost in export orders, right, over the next 18 months following the political turmoil in Bangladesh. So not only that, and India's export and India's production will be higher, because India will get the orders from different countries in the world about for India's apparel and garments and other things, right? And I think that what now India exports electricity. That electricity is still going on, it's continuing, and India's relation, what might happen, India's relation with all the other countries is very good and amiable. And Bangladesh and India are very we had very good relationship with Bangladesh from 1971, and what is expecting that maybe the new regime who will come in power, but a good person has come. Dr. Mohammad Yunus have come. He is a Nobel laureate. He is a very good person, and he is a very famous person, and he is a very wise person also. So he knows. He may not have the experience of administration, this political administration, but the knowledge he has gained, the knowledge he has adopted, the knowledge he has acquired, and with this knowledge, and with the help of military and with the help of students, and the students community also said that they want democracy, and in this democratic system, I think that in the coming days there will be democratic government in Bangladesh, and with that government India will have a very good relationship, and with that relationship India will continue its business ties, its diplomatic ties, its trade relations, its infrastructure building, and maybe Bangladesh's national construction, right? So India will not be much affected, and I think that electronic connectivity is there, and India's cooperation with Bangladesh will continue to grow in the days to come, whosoever may come in power, and economic cooperation will also go on, and it will increase day by day, I think, whosoever may come in power. Because both will be democratic countries. It is expected, India is a democratic country, and it is expected that Bangladesh will also have a democratic country, democratic government after election, and both the countries will keep on good track, and they will do joint business, joint trade, joint joint diplomacy, maybe joint military exercises, all those things, and bilateral ties will flourish in the days to come. And yes, it has many people are thinking that India's Bangladesh's new interim government is uncertain, but it is already established, and there is no, I mean, people do not have to need not be worried about that. India has India's military, India's foreign office are very strong. External Affairs Minister is also very wise. Internal Security Advisor Ajit Doval is also very wise and very strict person and very knowledgeable person. So no problem at all. India should not be worried at all actually. And yes, definitely there is one challenge. China is a challenge, because China will try to enter in Bangladesh through Pakistan, and if it because Bangladesh is also a part of belt, that's road and belt program, but China will try to enter there, but still no problem. And another problem is with Bangladesh, India has more than 4,000 kilometer what I say border, and this border area might be a little vulnerable, but the government of India will take care of that and have already started taking care. And I think that strong Chinese presence in Bangladesh may pose a significant challenge for India, but that is no problem at all. India has the power, India has the capacity to face the challenge and survive. And definitely I think that there will be a very good government, a democratic government in Bangladesh, and with Bangladesh, India as in the Indo-Bangla relation as was during the time of Sheikh Hasina, this relationship, this business relationship, this friendly relationship, this cultural relationship will continue to grow in the days to come. With this expectation, with this hope, and wishing a very good or best wishes for the Bangladeshi people, for the Bangladeshi government, and for the new interim government who took an oath yesterday only. I pray for them, and I wish best of luck to all of them, and I wish a very good luck for Indo-Bangla relationship. With this, I would like to conclude here. Thank you very much.